What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Today we're going to talk about all of the different layers or puzzle pieces that are starting to fit into my business, because as we start fitting these puzzle pieces into my business, then things start working a little bit better. It creates this cyclical rinse repeat strategy that we can just continue growing everything, and it keeps growing the snowball in all of the different strategies rather than just focusing on one. If you're new to the channel, I don't do this alone. I'm actually in business with my entire family, which I know is unique, but it's pretty special. And since I started this YouTube channel over 3 years ago, started as a little bit of a hobby, right? And now as my business is growing, my brother-in-law is doing it full-time with me, and the rest of my family also helps out substantially. So we have a team. It's not just me. I'm the person on YouTube, but lots of people working in the background. So trying to grow this thing, which is awesome because we have the manpower to grow it, but also got to support 6 people instead of 1 person. So has its challenges as well. Lots of challenges. Anyways, so I started, as you know, and I just started a YouTube channel and started creating content, and that was really cool. Had quite a good amount of success early on reading reports on TCG Player, but we're not going to talk about the content game, because if you want to do that, you should just go watch Brian Pokieni's video that he released earlier today, because it was really solid, and he's more of a content king than I am. So anyways, content opens up so many doors, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But then I started just buying and selling Pokemon cards, buying and selling sealed product. I actually had the audience, so I did a live stream on YouTube as well, which continues to this day, with a group of really loyal and dedicated buyers. So thank you all so much for supporting the channel and supporting my business. It means the world to me, legitimately. And then as this has been growing, it's been over a year now, but I have a distribution account. I actually have 2 distribution accounts with distributors in Canada, but really only am building up the one. So I know that that's a little bit different in Canada than it is the States, but the same principles apply. You spend more money, you get more allocation, so on and so forth. So you buy lots of stuff, and some of the things you buy maybe are at a really bad price, and it doesn't really matter, because ultimately I want to show my rep and my distribution company that I'm in it for the long term, and I'm in it to win it, and I want to grow with them and help their business just as much as it's helping my business. It's a team sport. It's not a me sport, you know? So now I have this opportunity with sealed product. And also in the last year, I started vending at card shows. So that brings a whole new level of stuff to the business as well. Now I need a display case, and I need binders full of Pokemon cards, and I need high-end Pokemon cards, and I need mid-end Pokemon cards and low-end Pokemon cards. And all of this stuff starts going together. And then finally, my brother-in-law, Kevin, has been starting on the eBay side of things in the last month or 2, which has really added a new layer of complexity, but a new really good layer to our Pokemon business as well. So we're kind of talking about a few different things. I have my live stream and my YouTube content creation. So there's one avenue of revenue, maybe 2 avenues of revenue, we should call it. One, I make a little bit of money. It's a couple $100 on YouTube every month. And 2 is the live stream, which does decent. I usually go through 200 to 300 packs a week. And on the big weeks, like release week, I go through more packs than that. Excuse me. I'm a little bit sick, so excuse my voice and my terribleness. Next, we have the sealed product, which has crazy high expenses because I'm spending money on Pokemon cards all the time. But there's some profit to be made. And profit right now for my business is actually way less than what some people might think, because I'm spending so much to try and grow my allocation and buying anything and everything I can, just seriously full send. Then we have the card shows, which brings in some money. I actually view card shows or vending as a profit-making machine. I'm not there strictly to buy cards, though my focus is shifting, so we'll talk about that a little bit. My focus is shifting from making money at card shows to actually spending money and buying more and more cards at card shows. And then, of course, we have the eBay store, which also is a profit-making thing. So the reason I'm making this video is because as I've been thinking, what fat do I need to trim off my business that's not working, and what do I need to go all in for that's working really well? So I'm kind of just discussing the ins and outs of my business here. If you've noticed, I haven't been making a ton of content lately. We do the Office Dogs podcast on Tuesdays. I have my live stream on Thursdays. I usually come out with a video on Mondays, though I skipped last week. because I just wasn't feeling that inspired, and I just don't really like making content just for the sake of making content these days. I want to enjoy the content making process. And to be honest with you, right now with where my business is, YouTube is probably like the least monetary value out of the entire cyclical realm of my business. So that's probably the one that I'm going to focus the least on, even though I don't want to stop focusing on YouTube because it does open up so many opportunities and so many doors. But where I think that our business is really going is kind of threefold. I think we're going to do lots of card shows. It's a little bit more difficult in the wintertime in Canada because the roads are bad, and maybe there's a little bit of a downturn in the market as people are preparing for Christmas and the holidays, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're still going to go hard on card shows. We're going to go hard on eBay, and I'm going hard on sealed product. So that's kind of where this all works out, right? So buying lots of sealed product, which obviously opens up a lot of doors because now people are seeking me out and looking to me and messaging me to get product, which is cool. So it builds relationships and it builds opportunities. And I have a decent sized allocation these days. I'm not like some big timer, but I'm not a small timer either. So people are reaching out to me. Hey, like I'd like to buy a couple cases, and pretty quickly my cases are all sold out already for upcoming stuff because people just want it. And my personal opinion on the matter, like I could probably profit more on some of this stuff, but I like building those good relationships. I'm developing those relationships so that they'll continue supporting me even when the market takes a little bit of a dip. And people trust me. They know that they can come to me for a solid price and that I have the goods available to them. So, and I'm easy to deal with, and they know I'm reliable. So that's kind of where my head's at there. But in turn, like when I have some of the collection boxes, the things that are maybe a little bit harder to move, or the trainer toolkits, or the deck boxes, I use card shows as an opportunity to bring people to my table. I sell lots of my sealed product at a really, really solid price, and it's a loss leader. Even though it's not a loss leader, like I'm still not losing money on most of the things, though I have in the past. Don't get me wrong, I have lost money on stuff just to get it out of there and get things moving. But if people recognize that my prices on sealed product are good, then they might also start trading me their cards, and that has worked out extremely well. So the sealed product feeds into this live stream. Not the live stream, I said the wrong thing, into the card shows. And then the card shows, I start making money and trading. And I've made a video in the past, but trading at 70 and 80%, is revolutionary. It finally clicked for me. Like, I always used to think, man, how does GameStop stay open? And how do some of these stores stay open all the time? But it's because you're trading at like 50 to 70%. It is a killer. So there's some things that we can discuss, but maybe I'll do like a whole nother video about that. So I view my card shows as a money-making opportunity where I sell some sealed product, I bring people to my table, people look at my binders, and now I have a pretty decent display. I stick mostly with modern Pokemon cards. And it also brings opportunity for me to buy Pokemon cards. And buying at 70 or 80%, well, eBay's fees are 15% roughly. So if I'm buying at 70 to 80%, that's leaving me 5 to 15% left to make a profit on eBay. And we talked about this on the Office Dogs podcast last week. So shout out to Blake Stoys and Moff Dog, who were having a good conversation about this. But the Canadian market is a lot different than the American market, which I'm slowly learning. Where lots of cards actually, if you look at eBay's last solds or the lowest listed on eBay for a card, it's actually significantly higher than what the TCG Player Canadian dollar equivalent says. And that makes a lot of sense. Like, we paid tariffs on lots of cards earlier in 2025 just to get them here and get sealed product here. And just buying Pokemon in general in Canada is more expensive than America. So that makes a lot of sense. It's just like the UK is a different market, just like Australia is a different market, just like anywhere is a different market. Canada has different market prices than the USD market price. So that's something I'm slowly learning. Anyways, when we buy these cards at card shows, then all of a sudden, okay, now we have some inventory that we can list on eBay. And I think that last step, that's what Kevin has been working on really growing over the last, 1 to 2 months. Like, it's pretty recent. And we've seen substantial growth in our business because of that, because we're getting these daily sales. People are starting to know about the Poke Office, and all of this starts working its way up, right? And then people start knowing about the Poke Office, and then they might notice that, hey, I have a YouTube channel, and then they might buy into the live stream, and then they might look to me for some sealed product. Even though sealed product isn't necessarily on eBay right now, they know the name, the Poke Office. They know that we provide good service. Our reputation just grows as all of these layers of the onion start to... Ooh, I hate onions. I don't know why I used that analogy. That was stupid. But all of these puzzle pieces start connecting and working together, and the snowball keeps growing substantially bigger as all the pieces work together. So that's kind of the nature of my Pokemon business and how we're doing things. Like, everything works together. Everything that I do on YouTube grows my live stream, grows my sealed product, grows my eBay store. Everything we sell on eBay grows a little bit towards my YouTube viewership, grows a little bit towards people reaching out towards sealed product. All of these things are working together. And then as we go to more card shows, well, my display case keeps getting a little bit nicer over time, right? Like, I'm adding more middle to high value cards and a few more slabs to my display case, where I started out pretty, like, I don't want to say lackluster, because I had some nice cards in there, but my display wasn't anything fantastic. For a long time, actually, I really struggled with I don't know if I'm good enough to be here. Like, I felt out of place. Like, I felt like I wasn't there yet. And I don't feel like that now. And partly that's just practice, right? I do it more and I feel more comfortable in the space. But partly because my whole, I don't even know what to say, like, my whole being has grown into being a vendor, and I'm just more confident. My confidence has grown. And because of that, and now I maybe have a little bit more stuff to draw people towards my table, and I have more sealed product to draw people towards my table. For example, I was at a card show, a fairly big one in Vancouver a couple weeks back. It was the weekend Phantasmal Flames released. And contrary to popular belief, like, there's a lot of people who don't have access to distribution and don't have access to sealed product. So, opening weekend of Phantasmal Flames, and I'm the only one who has booster boxes and booster bundles. Like, yeah, there was the occasional person who had gone to GameStop on Friday morning and grabbed a few things, but there wasn't very many stores with their actual, like, cases full of stuff there. Do you think that my table was a huge draw for people to come into that space? Yeah. Like, of course I wasn't the only one, but people recognized that, oh, this guy actually has some stuff that I'm interested in. So the sealed product starts growing my card show, I don't know, aura, as the kids say. My goodness, that's so lame. I'm so lame. Sorry about that, guys. And Canadian, I apologize for everything. But it starts to grow my reputation, right? That was the actual word I was looking for. And then I get to buy more cards and people start to know me. Plus, I'm, like, fairly personable. I got to give myself a pat on the back because people like talking to me. I'm a good time. And then they start selling me their cards and they start trusting me. And then I have more cards to put on eBay. And then it just goes cyclical again, where we have more cards on eBay, so more people start following us on eBay, and more people start buying from us on eBay, and then more people start recognizing the Poke Office, and then more people start watching the Poke Office on YouTube. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff feeds together. So I recognize that my avenue maybe isn't, like, the most business savvy way to grow a Pokemon business. If you look at Brian at PokeNE, like, he hasn't done that, right? He's just been all in on his website and content creation and all those things. I don't know if he sells locally too much, but he does a lot of the shipping and a lot of the website sales. And for me, like, that's somewhere where I still have a lot of room to grow. In fact, like, I'm currently in the planning stages of growing the pokeoffice.com to have more sealed product, because it's just stupid not to. But right now, where I'm at, like, my business has outgrown my capacity to put inventory on my website. So why would I waste my time doing that? I think there's going to be a point in time coming up in the near future where I do need to put stuff on the website. But That's where I'm at right now. So there's so many different ways. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that this is the best way, but I'm trying to tell you, I guess the takeaway of this video is that find the puzzle pieces that fit together and mesh nicely for your business, where everything starts growing together and it starts creating this snowball effect, because that's the real magic of the Pokemon space. Like, there's always more opportunities. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but content is king. It opens up opportunities all over the place. So just start making some content. Who cares if it's long form videos? Who cares if you suck in front of the camera? Who cares if you just start posting like different card pickups that you've made or different sealed product that you have available? It doesn't matter. Just start posting some stuff, because it opens up the opportunities so much, and then the wheel starts turning and you can start growing your business from there. Hopefully this video is helpful. I appreciate all your support. So if you like the video, make sure to comment, I don't know, one of your biggest takeaways, or maybe comment your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew, just because that's awesome. And second, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not, because that does help. And it still means something to me, you know? Like, I've learned how to not take my viewership and my subscriber count. Like, it doesn't really matter to me anymore, but it still does matter, right? Like, I don't like when my video does poorly. I like when my video does well. So if you like all those things, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew, obviously. Mine is the new trolley, which is my unofficial sponsor. Look at this. Of course, it's the zero sugar version. It's absolutely delicious. I don't even know if it's still available, but I bought a bunch of cases the last time I was in America, because obviously. Until next time, come check out the Office Dogs podcast Tuesday nights, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and my live stream is on Thursday nights at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all very soon. Peace!